Could you give at Marks with Mike's podcast a shout out? Shout out!
Hey, yo.
What a maneuver! Are you kidding me? The irresistible force meeting the
I just made a hit with the stick, bitch. I don't know nobody else is doing this shit. Body start to drop, hit the floor, I counted four. Kicking down the door, you know we gotta hit a couple more. Boss mode, boss mode, boss mode, boss mode. If I hit the pussy, it's a homicide, I guarantee. I'm on your side, I just fucked a female in your family. She said I got five like Kid Reed, bitch. Sorry, ain't no sharing me. Outside on a rainy day. Why? I just took his life in a bad day. Boss mode, bitch, we going boss mode. Yeah, yeah. Boss mode, bitch, we going boss mode. Yeah, yeah. Boss. Damn. I just made a hit with the stick, bitch. I don't know nobody else is doing this shit. Body start to drop, hit the floor, I counted four. Kicking down the door, you know we gotta hit a couple more. Boss mode, boss mode, boss mode, boss mode. If I hit the pussy, it's a homicide, I guarantee. I'm on your side, I just fucked a female in your family. She said I got five like Kid Reed, bitch. Sorry, ain't no sharing.
Yo, you already know who it is right now by the sound of my voice. That's right, it's your boy, Mr. 6'9", JT, back in this piece once again, and I'm joined by the co-host, Mr. Casanova. What's going on, Baba?
Not much, man. How you doing today?
Laying in the cut like a Band-Aid per usual, but today is a special day. Today is the day. I've been telling y'all we had something coming, and also with something getting ready to drop at 12:01, if I'm not mistaken. If you are not hip, you should already know that it's going down. Listen, it is Kid Reed, it's Lil Nate, Rocket Boyz dropping. I'm talking about that thing dropping, straight tracks 18.5. Matter of fact, I got the young goat inside the building right now. What's going on, Myron Reed?
Hey, man. What's going on, dog? I appreciate you having me. Appreciate the support. You already know.
Man, look, man, definitely glad that you on right now, man. It's been a long time coming. Me and you been in the DMs for like, for some time, and we said we're going to get it right, and we got it right. So definitely welcome to the show, and man, definitely glad to have you here. Look, so we got to get this thing started off right, man. First and foremost, tell the people where you from.
Man, Louisville, Kentucky, but we getting it confused though. Like, I was born in New Albany, and I lived there like the first like year or two of my life. But like I was in Louisville, like I was in Louisville probably like 8-9 years of my life, 10 years of my life. Atlanta for a year, and I spent a year in Dayton, and then some more years in Washington D.C. I was all over the place when I was younger.
Big facts, big facts. So, definitely getting the chance to move around the scene, man. You touched on ATL, New Albany, and all these places. So what's the biggest thing that you noticed once you touched down inside Kentucky?
Yeesh. For Louisville, probably the Yum Center is probably the most noticeable thing right now. The biggest thing that people are here for. When they're running concerts, all of the venues or whatever. Most of the stuff's ran through the Yum Center, the big stuff at least.
Gotcha. So, of course, you definitely stepped into the range. So, Mr. Casanova, hit him with the question.
Yes, sir.
So what exactly inspired you to get in the wrestling business, or maybe who inspired you? Because everybody has like somebody they grew up watching, like your own personal idol.
For me, man, when I dude, like I'd have to say the number one, the very first person comes to mind is The Rock for sure. The Rock, first and foremost. And then after that, it was definitely like Jeff Hardy, Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio, John Cena. Definitely, like, I grew up watching a whole lot of WWE when I was younger. Like, once I heard, at 13, 14, that's when I started watching the indies. So, like, but when I was a kid, like, John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy, like, But Jeff Hardy definitely was after the Rock is definitely Jeff Hardy for me, for sure.
And I can see a lot of that high flying style inside your arsenal too. So definitely paying respect. So as far as getting into the business, at what age were you like, all right, you know what? Let's buckle down. I'm serious about this, and you went ahead and took off. What age was that?
Man, like I was like just like wrestling in the yard with the home. I was younger, like 13 to like a year before like pretty much all the way up until I started like training. And like for me, then it wasn't like I wasn't even like thinking about it like that. Then I was just doing what I like. It was just something I was passionate about and I loved it. So like once I actually started training, that's when everything kicked in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when shit really like started getting serious for me. I never really knew like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Probably up until like the last year I was yarding. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Okay, respect. So let's talk about, of course, you training. Who did you train up underneath?
A few different people, man. When I first started, I was at this place called World Wrestling Alliance, like WWA. It's in Central City, Kentucky. They for their town or whatever, they run a nice little show. Like they pack it out, but like it's not really known on the like to most people. Like if you look on Cade, anything like that, you won't find that company on there unless you like look on Facebook, YouTube, or something like that. But I started training there, but the guys there were pretty much self-trained as well. So like I was like, all right, I need better training. So I went to OVW, and I probably did like 2 months training with Rip Rogers there, and then after that it was like Michael Elgin and you know Dave, Jake, Chris, and Sammy Callahan. Like that's I moved to Ohio, Dayton, Ohio for a year and a half, and was training under them before everything went down. But
Yeah, definitely no man. So, you trained, you got into this, man. Now, music has always been a passion of yours. So, at what age were you starting to notice that this is something that I could definitely see myself doing?
as far as like I've always like did it like me and I see the homies, we do it for fun, like just be rapping over beats and stuff like that. But like I already knew like when I first started like liking wrestling, like when I don't know, like it's hard to explain, like but for me, like the music, like I didn't even really care for like rock music and shit like that before like I fell in love with wrestling. Wrestling made me fall in love with all different types of music, dude. So like I felt like now like as far as my music ear is super versatile. So like I'm like shit. I like listening. I love music. I feel like I can make music. I'm good at it. So like shit, why not, man? And I something I want to do. I want to try it out. Why not give it a shot? You know what I'm saying?
So, speaking of music, who were some of the MCs that caught your eye at a young age? Because everyone has their top list of MCs. So, who's on your list?
I'm young, man. So don't bar me up, bro. Like, but for me, bro, like I feel like um definitely like Wiz Khalifa. Uh, hold on, Wiz Khalifa. Like my parents would listen to everybody you probably listen to, like my parents listened to them. I heard that when I was young, but I'm talking about like as far as like who inspired me, like who I grew up like really liking. It was definitely Wiz Khalifa. I had a whole lot of names in my head and I like start talking and forgot, but definitely Wiz Khalifa. Kanye for sure. Kanye West definitely, especially in the graduation and all that shit, bro. When I was younger, him and T Pain, The Good Life, bro. We had that shit on repeat, bro. Welcome to the bro. I feel like after that though, Drake always been an influence for me for sure. Like I just feel like I like how versatile he is, but like Travis Scott was definitely one of the people that I was like, yo, like I feel like because of Travis Scott is the reason why I like listening to like guys like Uzi, Trippy, Playboy, like you know what I mean, Playboy Cardi. Like that's why I feel like they all like in the same little branch when it comes to making music.
So if you had an unlimited amount of money and you could cut an album right now with as many favorites as you could, what would be your top five?
Like features.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I definitely think like if it was me, I'd be thinking as far as like I'd be thinking like marketing, like who's gonna like help my album the most as far as like features go, and where I want to like be at with the album or whatever, and the numbers I'm trying to hit. So if I'm trying to do like a #1 album, I'm definitely gonna be like, all right, Drake, I need you on there. I need the stimulus pack, Drake. Um, need that stimulus, Drake. Come on, Uzi, I got a playful beat for you. Um, shit, Drake, Uzi. Who else popping right now? I'm definitely just Trippy because that's my favorite artist right now. That's just because my favorite artist. But
He's from Ohio too, I believe.
yeah, that's the homie, bro. Like I feel like I was when I was in Dayton, Ohio. That's when I found out about him. Like, because I found out he was from. I honestly just listened to his music when I was living there, and nobody like in the house or wherever where I was living at listening to him. Turned everybody on to him. They was all bopping to him. But after Trippy, it'd definitely be Trippy. I'll probably put Kanye in there for sure. That'd be funny. Have Kanye and Drake on the album, bro. Stop it. And hey, I'm about to pull some Young Buck and have them dissing each other on the tracks too.
not Young Buck Stomp.
Young Buck.
Yeah, with T.I. Ludacris, yo, still today, I don't care what nobody say, that is one of the hardest tracks ever. I don't care. I do not care they were not in the studio at the same time. Yeah. It's the bars for me.
Studio, they making it.
Nah, man, not at all. So, man, you hopped up into the business, man. You talked about some of your greats and people that you want to do some features with. Speaking of features, man, let's talk about some of these factions that you've been involved with, man. Gucci Gang, of course, the Rascals. Yep. Actually, one of the OG members, if you want to go ahead and put that out there, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And of course, Injustice. Man, that right there. How did that come about with Injustice?
Oh shit, man. We was just 3 hungry ass guys, bro. And MLW was like, we just got them doing matches right now, killing it. But like, let's give them something like to chase. Put it together. We thrived, bro. We clicked like that, and you could tell like videos and everything. Just like each week, like everything, promos, matches, everything was getting better. But yeah, that's really how it started. They just put us together, and it was like, man, we're gonna see what y'all got. Let's see who sink and swim. Like, it's really how it is. That's how it was for us. Like we was eating for a minute. We was having fun. But pandemic happened, but we was having so much fun for a second.
Yeah, man, that right there, man, it took off like a jet. I remember when I first seen it, I was like, yo, this is dope. And then you had the Guilty Conscience beat, for the intro. I'm like, yo, I was already hooked just from that because I'm a big music head. Like even back in my day, I used to produce, like I used to make beats and stuff like that. Yo. And that's like one of my favorites. But that took off, man, and Injustice had great views. The Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
That was an awesome feud, man, and it all paid off, man. It all paid off. Yeah. You end up catching the MLW middleweight championship. Like, it all paid off, man.
Bro,
I was extremely proud.
That was just so wild. Like, that whole dang, like the whole situation, like I had no clue like what was going on. Like I just got there, boom, bam, boom, hit it. It's time. Here's the belt. Like when I got there, like you know what I'm saying, like like I ain't know nothing weeks in ahead of time or nothing like that. Like and everybody, I'm thinking going to this like I'm finna just Teddy, like it's Teddy. You know how that goes. Like shit, you finna go put this man up real quick and make my little money. But they flipped the switch on me, and I was like, well, it's time now.
Hey yo, I can looking at that, man. It was such a natural reaction, and the whole entire crowd was behind you. The people at home was behind you. Yo, that moment, what was iconic, and then you got to share with Teddy Hart. Regardless of personal issues, the dude is phenomenal in the ring.
100%.
So definitely had a chance to chop it up with him a few years back. So tell me about some of these features and some of these artists that you got to work with, because people people are sleeping on wrestlers as being MCs. Okay, it's a lot of wrestlers out there that are MCs, and
Yep.
you know you got yourself. There's Chris Bay out there. You got Leo Rush out there. Swerve. I mean, I can keep going on with names, man. Like it's so good to see that the culture inside hip hop and it's coexistent. Because for a long time, you know, growing up, you know, in the hood, you know, wrestling was not like the big thing
Yeah.
for you to brag about.
The music shit is like shit is another way of us like making wrestling cool again. You remember how cool wrestling was when and during the Attitude Era, everybody fucking loved wrestling. And now, like you know, when I was going in high school, people were making fun of that shit. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to make it to the point. Like that's why I wear the gear I wear. That's why like you know everything I do is for a reason. Like I feel like this is way bigger than myself. So like every time I go out there, it's like all right, like I gotta like give them some culture every time. So like people at home, like my black folks at home know, like, hey, I can do this when I grow up too. Like this is cool. This ain't I ain't gonna get made fun of it for this. You know what I mean? It's really it's all it's what it's all about.
So since you're an actual wrestler and you're in the music business too, I mean, who's your support team? Like, I mean, you got family, friends that are like, promoting your merchandise, your music and all that.
And as far as wrestling, like I have a lot of support with wrestling, but as far as music, man, I feel like y'all, you guys like y'all, like Public Enemy podcast, like just a lot of y'all definitely helped support me through like this whole album like deal, like because for real with this music stuff, like I already knew like with wrestling, like when I first started wrestling, like I had no support system. People like did not know what I was trying to do. They didn't believe in it. Mom didn't. She was like, "Yo, please go to the Army, Air Force, somewhere. Like, do something." And I didn't do it, man. I knew. Like, I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be good at this shit." Like, I just love this shit too much. I got a special place in this sport. So I feel like it's the same thing with music. Like, anything I put my mind to, I just know that if you put your full effort into anything, like you can do it. Like that's why I go so hard with everything I try to do.
Big facts, man, and of course you also got an extra driving force, man. You got your babies, man, and I know you doing this extra hard for them, man. So tell me what it was like, you know, becoming a father because both me and Mr. Casanova are fathers, and I know that changed us tremendously.
100%, bro. Like honestly, before like just the mindset is so much different. Like I was saying, I think I told somebody this earlier, but like like for me, I know when I had my kids, like I feel like when shit started like getting rocky, like when I was younger, like you'd panic and shit like that. But like now it's like I be looking at like my downfalls. I be looking at them like, okay, not why is this happening to me, but like how can I learn from this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just makes you look and view life so much differently.
It also goes back to that old saying, man. You know, pressure make diamonds, and you know, not saying that there's pressure of being a father, but it's this pressure of coming out of situations that way you can learn from these situations, but also set an example for your children who are watching.
Yeah.
So you know, I definitely commend that, man. So let's get to it. Let's talk about this real quick before we get to the album. MLW popped back up in a major way. MLW was out of commission due to the pandemic, and of course, everyone was missing a fix.
Yeah.
And one of the big things that ended up popping up for you was a feud right out the gate with the homie Leo Rush. That to me was a match made in heaven. I loved it. So, how did that come about?
Man, like I just remember after kid like left WB, he was like he made a list of guys he wanted to wrestle, and like Leo was already a guy I already had looked up to. Like when he was in Ring of Honor, killing shit. I was like, yo, how is this guy? I'm 22, he's 23. I'm like, he doing that shit. Like he's inspiring me to do this shit. Like to go harder, like go as hard as I can. And like once I found out he was, because when he got signed, I was bummed. I was like, damn, like I'm gonna have to wait a minute to wrestle him. Like either I'm gonna have to wait till I get there or till he leaves, and that's probably gonna be a minute because he the future. In my head, I'm thinking like this man go like they finna keep him for a long time. But let's just go to show that like everybody's not, you know, it's not that's not for everybody. Like, so, but like when the whole feud thing, like for me, honestly, I didn't even know about it. I just knew that definitely was one of those matches that I wanted to happen. And like I just kind of spoke it into existence. It was like, yeah, we're gonna make this happen. So that was crazy, surreal.
Yeah, we got blessed with 2 phenomenal matches.
And
Definitely,
look
I appreciate you.
at the bad blood between these two.
Yeah, the bad blood is boiling right now.
Yeah, we got blessed with two phenomenal matches, man, and it was hard for me because both of y'all are like 2 wrestlers that I pay attention to. So it was like, damn, Leo going up against Myron Reed. God, damn, I'm stuck in the middle. You know, I feel like a whole ass thought out here. You know what I'm saying? Caught in between 2 of my favorite wrestlers. So I'm like, damn, man. But it was definitely a big money draw. I loved it, man. Each and every moment of that. And y'all need to run that back one more again. Y'all can run that back 5 more times. You feel me? Like I'm with it. But
I need that in front of that live crowd.
Yeah, most definitely. That's what you need at. Hey, Philly, Boston, Texas, wherever they all gonna be at. Book that match. I don't know if that forbidden doors shit still open, but y'all need to book it. But so let's get to the album, man. So how did you and Lil Nate meet? Be right back, y'all. Give me 1 second.
I just made a hit with the stick, bitch. I don't know nobody else is doing this shit. Body start to drop, hit the floor, I counted 4. Kicking down the door, you know we gotta hit a couple more. Boss mode, boss mode, boss mode, boss mode. If I hit the pussy, it's a homicide, I guarantee. I'm on your side, I just fucked a female in your family. She said I got fight like Kid Reed, bitch. Sorry, ain't no sharing.
I can't love him no more. I can't love him no more. Send me no love songs. My love been dead and gone. You said you were there, but I'm feeling alone. Smoking on sides, I just sitting at home. Smoking without you just feels wrong. Feels so wrong.
I just made a hit with the stick, bitch. I don't know nobody else is doing this shit. Body start to drop, hit the floor, I counted 4. Kicking down the door, you know we gotta hit a couple more. Boss mode, boss mode, boss mode, boss mode. If I hit the pussy, it's a homicide, I guarantee. I'm on your side, I just fucked a female in your family. She said I got fight like Kid Reed, bitch. Sorry, ain't no sharing me. I was outside on a rainy day. Why? I just took his life in a bad day. Boss mode, bitch, we going boss mode. Yeah. Boss mode, bitch, we going boss mode. Yeah. Boss mode.
I was having some technical difficulties. I'm like, bro, what is going on? I'm good now.
We got you back. So I was asking, so how did you and Lil Nate end up linking up?
Oh, bro, so like Nate's a wrestler, and like I remember when I first starting out for real, he was like kind of doing the same, and I was like, bro, this dude's lit. And I remember I had a show where he from Iowa, and we were talking. He was like, I make music or whatever. And then I seen his like he like linked me to his YouTube channel, shit like that. So we like kind of traded music and was like, hey, that's what's up. So then like I think we made our first song we ever made was like Twilight Zone, bro. That shit like probably not even out, or it might be on SoundCloud, I don't know. But it was and from there, bro, I was like, all right, I'm putting my dude on every track, like, and we talk religiously. That's my dog. So like we was like, we definitely had this in the talks for a minute. Like we trying this like last year, but I feel like I didn't want to do too much with the music stuff. I was just coming in and learning and shit then. So I was like, I'm doing this on my own now. We'll definitely set it off once I get a couple albums up and I had to do it.
Yeah, man, I believe that track is on SoundCloud, man. Some of your music, I discovered through SoundCloud and Spotify. Flames was one of my favorite. I bump that at least once or twice a week. That's on my playlist on a rotation, especially when I'm actually lighting up the flame. So I definitely gotta let that play. But
Is there?
So let's talk about some of the songs on this album that you got. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the tracks on the album.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Shit. I'm trying to think. So like, I got this song on there that like we probably finished that. Like I probably finished that song. I probably had it sent back to me Monday, and then Nate did his verse like Monday night, and then sent it to me Tuesday, and then I like submitted the album then. Like, but I feel like that's my favorite. That's my song for me. But like we got so many bangers on there. I'm so excited for everybody to hear this in a couple hours. Like we definitely probably spent a year like just making music together. And then the funny thing is like once we were like, all right, we're gonna make an album and we're gonna release it in October. We probably like 10 to 12 songs. And shit. After that, like 10 to 12 and only 3 or 4 of them. So we went back in the booth and made like shit 9, 10 more songs. And I feel like we definitely so we're gonna see how we might drop a deluxe because we got extra music too. Fire too, like everything we've been dropping together, like, and even like on like the real all my like songs I've ever dropped, like all like not really songs, but like my albums. Every album I had Nate on, like the song I had was always like in the top like 3 or 4. So it's like we would like people that they want to hear it, so like you gonna give it to them.
Gotta give the people what they want. You gotta do it. So, definitely this album, and people don't understand, music is a process. Like, especially working on albums, and this could be as simple as even making a mixtape. Like, even that is, it's strenuous. You talking about, writing the verse if you write, and for all y'all people to say y'all don't write, you jot something down, and then, but putting together an album is definitely it's a task, and you got to worry about the production, the editing, and then actually getting everything lined up and trying to put it in the order. The story that you telling about the album actually,
bro, the order is the hard part to me, bro. Like, it's so easy. Then when we got to the order, like how are we gonna produce this to people? How are we gonna get this to people? And man, it was like complicated. We probably changed this damn list around probably 6 times before we found what we wanted to what we wanted to stick with.
Yeah, man, I could definitely feel you on that, man. So on this album, what's your top 3 favorite joints on there?
Oh shit, Love Is Dead is definitely my favorite joint on there. Weekend definitely like Freaky Friday too, man. We had to put the homie Cashflow KB Ken Broadway on there too. He went crazy. That was dope. Like you heard it. I don't think you heard it yet. But you gonna hear it. If you haven't heard it, you gonna hear it in a couple hours.
So seeing as your music is dropping sooner than soon, do you have any CD release parties or anything like that coming up? Any live shows that you plan on hosting?
I feel like I'm gonna do something like that. Like I got all that in the works. Like for like Bangers Forever. Like, for this one, it was just like I'm putting a lot of work into this. Like I made every single like visualizer lyrical video that I'm about to drop on YouTube for this album. Like I worked my butt off on this. Nate mixed a whole lot of this album, and yeah, like you said, the shit about to drop in a couple hours, and it definitely took a lot of work, definitely. But as far as like release parties and stuff like that, bro, I feel like I'm gonna wait until like next year with it for my single album. I'm gonna do Bangers Forever 3, but this time around, I'm gonna go kick it with some friends, probably. Like not no party or nothing like that. Nah.
Gotcha, man. Definitely feel that. So, with that being said, my dude, I mean, definitely cannot wait for the album. So, gotta know, we like to play a couple games on this show. You know what I'm saying? One of them being is you being the booker. So, you got a chance to book three matches. A tag team, a women's, and of course, a traditional one-on-one men's match. You get to book the card. It's your card. You don't have to be on the card, but what are those three matches for you?
Damn. Okay, so I'm gonna put Brian Danielson versus Gresham. My main event. I'm gonna do the Young Goat versus Leo Rush in front of a live crowd. We're gonna kick the show off, and then the tag team match. I'm gonna do the Lucha Bros versus my boys, the Adi, bro. Lucha Bros versus the Adi. Gotta book my guys.
Okay, got you. This gonna be a nice little banger. Okay, so another question we gotta know, and we getting ready to do a little segment called "One Gotta Go." So, with that being said, we just gonna start off, and these are just four movies. I'm just gonna throw them up on the screen. You ready? Boom. One Gotta Go. Paid in Full. Dead Presidents Belly. Set It Off. One of them gotta go.
Set It Off was my shit. I haven't. Probably for me, it'd probably be probably Belly.
Oh snap! Belly gotta go. Okay, all right, okay.
Set It Off can't go. That's the going on that out of that.
No, Set It Off. Can't go at all. Too many classic scenes.
Negative.
Okay, one gotta go. Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, Paid in Full, or Juice.
I've seen A, so B gotta go. Oh damn!
New Jack City. Oh no!
Damn.
Not Nino Brown. Oh, okay. Judgment Free Zone. Planet Fitness. Okay. I ain't mad at you.
That's my favorite out of the four, though. By the way, that's my favorite out of the four. New Jack City.
Now. That's not my favorite. Get him out of here now. One gotta go.
Halloween Candy.
Milky Way out my face. Yeah, get Milky Way out my face. Definitely Milky Way.
It ain't Milky Way nothing but nougat and caramel, man. You might as well eat a Three Musketeer.
For real.
At this point.
Never was a fan of it for real.
Lord. Okay. One more question before we get ready to go ahead and get ready for this album to drop. I have to know this. When it comes down to it, inside this music business, if you can work with an artist who's no longer with us, who would it be?
You don't be mad, bro, but like there's so many names, but like for me, it'll probably be Juice WRLD because I feel like he's like definitely like I made. I'm like this whole album was like definitely like a tribute to Juice, like not really a tribute, but like we definitely we stepped into that lane.
Gotcha, man. Well, definitely, most definitely. Look, y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout. 12:01 exactly. Make sure you on the lookout. It's dropping on all of your platforms: Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud. Make sure you got your notifications ready. Man, we talking about the Rocket Boyz album. We talking about some fire tracks. We talking about Lil Nate. We talking about Kid Reed. We talking about this collaboration that's gonna be inside your ear, banging 24/7. From open to close, sun up to sundown. You know how I go down. But before we get out of here, make sure. Tell the people right now where they can follow you.
Oh yeah, gang, follow the young goat on the Reed. Facebook Myron Reed, of course. You know, got to keep the real name and the wrestling name because that's me in and out. But Instagram _world. Follow me on all social media platforms. And midnight, like my homie said, we dropping Rocket Boyz, and it's gonna be on all streaming platforms. So run that up. We're going crazy.
Make sure y'all run that up. But before we get out of here, look, 2 public service announcements per usual. You already know what it is. Listen, too much negativity can have you unbalanced emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Spread more positive vibes. It takes very little to build someone up than it does to tear them down. Think about the logic inside that message. It could be so easy as giving someone a compliment or going to whatmaneuver.net, going to our store, typing in positive vibes, buying that t-shirt, that onesie, that hoodie, that tank top, that sweater. It ain't got to be for you. It could be for somebody else who may be going through something. And also, make sure you do follow the Dirty Hills, follow Public Enemy podcast. Make sure you follow the Black Guy Wrestling podcast. Make sure you definitely follow the Indie podcast, and there's a list of others I'm gonna definitely get to on the other show. But before we get out of here, listen, public service announcement. You already know what it is. Look, COVID is still here. It's only one way to go ahead and combat this, and start off with good hygiene, okay? So first and foremost, we're going to need y'all to wash your hands. But most of all, wash your ass, okay? Use soap, all right? Make sure you're doing this from face to ass and not ass to face, okay? Very simple. Don't want to bump up on your lip. And Rocket Boyz is dropping at midnight. So with that being said, we are out this piece. Make sure y'all go tune in. It's going down. Matter of fact, we just going to go ahead and end the show with some Rocket Boyz. Why not?
I can't love him no more. I can't love him no more. Play me no love songs. My love been dead and gone. You said you were there, but I'm feeling alone. Smoking on sides, I just sitting at home. Smoking without you just feels wrong. Feels so wrong.